The guests and discussions on this show are not endorsed by the show or show host. The content is provided for informational and educational purposes only. Nothing you hear is intended to substitute for medical advice, diagnosis, and/or treatment by a qualified health professional.
Welcome to Health Revolution with V, your integrative health adventure. Welcome to Health Revolution with V. I am Veronica, aka V, your hostess for the show from Eating with V. So for those of you who don't know, this show is all about integrative health. And integrative health is far more than just the food on our plate. I'm a certified integrative nutrition health coach. My program is Eating with V. So if you go to eatingwithv.com, you can learn all about me. But this show today is not about me. We're today talking about financial wellness, which in our world, in the integrative health world, financial wellness is extremely, extremely important because for those people who stress consistently about finances, I mean, the amount of stress that you put on your body causes inflammation, causes so many different illnesses that you have no idea. So what I felt would be really important would be to bring on a financial expert, someone who could share with us some tips and tricks, things that we can do, and bring his expertise to the table to show us how to be more financially well, which in turn will keep us physically well and mentally well and emotionally well. So it's a win-win. So without further ado, I want to introduce to you right now Wes Harvin. And Wes Harvin is with the Estate Trust and Elder Law Firm. And he has a really great resume. So I'm going to share that with you so that you know you're talking with someone who actually knows what he's talking about. Wes Harvin, he grew up in Stuart, Florida, and obtained his Juris Doctor degree from the University of Florida, Frederick G. Levin College of Law in 2001. He continued his expertise by obtaining a Master of Laws in Estate Planning from the University of Miami in 2002. Wes has practiced law in Stuart ever since, and alongside his father, the late Wes Harvin, focusing on the areas of estate planning, probate, and trust litigation, and elder law. He is now the proud owner of the Estate Trust and Elder Law Firm, which is actually located right in Fort Pierce, Florida. So without further ado, I would like to introduce you to Wes Harvin. So welcome, Wes.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it is my pleasure. Thank you for coming out to join us today.
Definitely.
And share your expertise. So first off, why don't you tell us about you? What made you choose this path?
Oh, yeah. Well, like you said, my dad was a lawyer for 10,000 years, and I always admired what he did. I remember when I was a kid, he would take on clients that couldn't otherwise pay, and he would come home with a cart full of sugarcane or chickens or flowers, based on whatever the client could do, and take things in trade. And I always thought that was so interesting. I didn't see any of my other friends' dads coming home with a bunch of chickens, It's very, very strange.
Barter is the way.
Yeah. So that caught my attention. Then I learned more about it, and it was definitely something where I felt like I could make a mark and be a help. That's
amazing. So it's a passion of yours, right? It's not just a career. This is something that you're passionate about.
It really is. Lawyers, I think, in many ways are kind of glorified mechanics. I always say this. I think we have our tools, and like a good mechanic, we know when to use them and when not to. Mm-hmm. And so not only do I enjoy making something better, but I also enjoy helping clients stop bad things from happening. Preventative maintenance type thing, just like on your car. But in a very, very real sense, a good lawyer does that for your life and your family.
I think that's wonderful. I mean, it's very similar to like healthcare, right? I mean, preventative maintenance will keep you from ending up in the hospital, and preventative maintenance of your financial plans can help you to not be financially crushed later on as well. So.
Yeah, very much so. And these days, my focus is more on the elder law. But that sounds like maybe only the seniors in our families could benefit from planning, and they definitely can. But the choices that we make for our older family members resonate down to our middle generations and even down to the grand or great grandkids. I've done financial planning through trusts for up to 4 generations.
Wow.
Going into the future, 100 years or so. And some people really want to make that sort of long-range plan. But for some clients, they just need to take care of right now and today, and we do that too.
Yeah, I love that. And, we were talking a little bit before the show started about being an elder law is not just for elderly people, right? So listen up, everybody. Tell me more about what we were talking about at the beginning of the show where, because I asked you if it was just elderly people. Can you please expand on that?
Sure. That's definitely a good place to start. I always tell my clients, let's start where we're starting from. How's mom and dad doing? How are you doing? How are your kids? The first things I always ask are, does anybody have any special needs? These things that can have these health elements that can have profound financial implications, and how we can help provide the care that the family needs. That's the best and highest goal, I think, for any elder law attorney, to try to make sure everybody has the care that they need at a price they can afford. Unfortunately, that price is getting higher and higher.
It is.
Average cost of a nursing home in Florida as an official Medicaid calculation device is just under $11,000 a month. In New York, it's almost $17,000.
Wow. Yeah.
In Arizona, even it's $7,000 or $8,000 a month. And how many people can pay that for 5 years? Not so many of us, right? Mm-hmm. So the interplay, the intersection between health and planning and wills and elder law is a sharp one. And it's one that we can do a lot around, we can do a lot with a little bit of pre-planning. A little bit of forethought goes a long way in these areas. That's why it's so good for you to do what you do and get people to think about these things ahead of time.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Well, and their health too. If you take care of your health, you're going to live longer. You better have the financial means to keep you going longer. That's
true. Life in years and years in life, as they say. Yeah.
100%. So maybe you could share with us, in a really good estate plan, what would be some of the essential things that people would need to have in a good plan?
Good question. I always tell my clients, we got in a good estate plan, you really have four main documents, and the will kind of only comes into play when you're dead. It's really for your estate. So a will is very helpful, and it's very handy, and it's necessary, and does things only a will can do. But in a very real sense, it's not for us. Mm-hmm. But that's only the beginning part of a good estate plan. The rest of it contains documents that do present themselves immediately as helpful, including a financial power of attorney and a health care surrogate, and oftentimes a living will, which is not a will. I don't like the fact that it's called a will, but it is called the will, and that's really where we do the pull the plug type instructions and, whatever the client's desires are. The certainty that these documents give brings comfort, because the family members may not like what you've said, but at least you've said it. Mm-hmm. And with that certainty comes a lack of conflict, because ambiguity is the lawyer's playground. So not only for your health during your life with things like the healthcare surrogate, but for reducing the stress and uncertainty and difficulty and waste that can occur after your passing, setting forth your desires as clearly as possible in your estate planning documents is the best course that we can take.
Well, that is excellent information. We're definitely expanding on that when we return. We're going to take a very quick break to listen to some of our amazing local sponsors. So we'll be back in just a moment. Don't go away. Is your insurance company telling you that you have to replace your roof? Nice Roofing is a family and veteran-owned and operated local business. Choose peace of mind and quality work with this Owens Corning Platinum Certified contractor. Join thousands of satisfied customers. Visit niceroofing.com.
The Porch Factory is the #1 screen company on the Treasure Coast. Right now, we're offering screen repair. For $99, you'll get a screen inspection twice a year and first priority service if a storm comes. Enclose it so you can use it. Visit theporchfactory.com. That's theporchfactory.com.
At Your Body Bliss, our passion is creating handcrafted bath and body products for your entire family. From our hand-poured soaps and authentic Castile soap to incredible lotions and more, all made with ethically sourced quality ingredients. With love from our family to yours, yourbodybliss.com.
The Health Revolution with V Show is your hub for all things integrative, holistic, and natural health on the Treasure Coast. If you are in the natural health arena and would like to be on the show and or advertise with us, please visit eatingwithv.com and click Health Revolution with V. Welcome back to Health Revolution with V. I'm so excited. We're talking about financial wellness today, which is a big, big deal. We have attorney Wes Harvin with us, and we're going to get right back into it because he has so much great information. Before the break, we were talking about the will and some of those documents that are really, really important. So Wes, onto the will, back to the will situation. I know there were several situations that I've seen over the years where there wasn't a will present, and it really was a hot mess. So that will is really, really important. What would be the major piece of advice about financial wellness and planning for the future that you would offer to somebody, like if I was just random and we didn't know each other, and I said, hey, what is a really good piece of information that would help me plan for my future? What would that be?
Oh yeah, that's a very, very good question. I tell my clients, well, let's look at, I always like to look at long-term care insurance. Sometimes it can't be exactly what we want it to be, but I'd rather a client have it than not have it. I have some. It's not the best policy because they're getting more and more difficult to really find one that really gives you the coverage that you might want, but there's nothing wrong at all with at least getting information on long-term care insurance. It's very, very important. I also think that it's very important to play the ball where it lies. I take from my clients the instructions on what they think is best for their family. Mm-hmm. And if they're, sometimes people say, look, Wes, I got 2 kids. My oldest kid, they can take their inheritance and do whatever they want to with it. The youngest one would blow it. Well, then that would have consequences for the grandkids and whole generations ongoing. So, you know what? When we're finding a situation like that, we can't try to change the family members because, it is what it is at that point. So I try to get my clients to change what they can about their lives, but not change what they can about other people's lives. Mm-hmm. We just have to do what we can to work with the circumstances in the family and not try to stress or overly complicate other people's lives and other people's interaction with your inheritance. Mm-hmm. But what you can do for yourself, well, that's another story. There, I do think we can do a lot. And excellent. A good plan is a big part of that.
Oh, absolutely. I would agree. And I think that's important too, and obviously we have zero control over anyone but ourselves. Some people have no control over themselves, but we right. could, there's a lot that a parent or a grandparent can do in the distribution, right, of those funds for the,
oh, sure.
That's part of what you were talking about. So can you explain some of the ways that people can actually create those boundaries or exceptions or
of course. This is a conversation I have, several times a week, if not every day. Just the other day, as a matter of fact, I drafted a trust where someone said, look, I'm leaving my grandson not all the money in the world, but it's a nice little sum. How do I make sure that I can leave them this inheritance and not ruin their life, not have them become dependent upon it and let a couple years or more go by and they turn around and they're older and have no skills? Well, one technique that we use like that, this is one of those like mechanics tools, right, that I was talking about. Mm-hmm. It's called an incentive trust, where we put something in the document that says, hey, little Johnny, you're a beneficiary of my trust, and for every $1 you earn, you can have $1 from the trust.
Oh, wow.
And if you want to go out there and get the best job in the world and make 50, 100 grand a year, whatever it may be, I'll match that or a portion of that. But if it's not important enough for you to supply your own income somehow, well, it's not going to be important enough to me to help you, do that.
That is amazing.
That's
I have never heard of that before. What a great incentive to not give them that sense of entitlement, but actually they earn, and then they're actually earning double what they would earn or somewhere close to.
That's right. And so you're incentivizing them, but also supporting them as a family member, as you might like.
I love that.
I've had trust in the past where grandchildren can only take of it if they get certain degrees. A 4-year degree from a university, or in some cases in a particular topic like science or engineering, or whatever it may be. I say all this to say that the flexibility for us to tailor what you think is best for your family is tremendous.
Unlimited. It's technically unlimited. Like you could customize anything for a family.
You can customize so much. But step one is that you do something, right? Because if you don't have a will and you don't have a trust, then you can't do squat.
Exactly. We talked a little bit on the break about how being part of that financial team, right? So you have your accountant and you have your financial planner, and then you'd bring in somebody like Wes who can work with that team of people to really solidify that plan, right?
Very, very common. Very common. A common telephone conference might be me, the life insurance person, the financial planner, maybe the CPA. If there's any special needs that we have, we take care of that. Sometimes we have family members with special needs, so we might be talking to a home health agency or a representative from an institutionalized care place for assisted living or skilled nursing and whatever. And my job is to serve as sort of a general counsel or quarterback and just say, okay, you help with this and you help with this and you help with this. And then if we all pull the same way, we get the client where they want to be.
I love that. You don't hear many attorneys talking like that. I'm just saying. We love Wes. So we're going to have to take a quick break, but we do have a lot more great information coming from Wes, so don't go away. Wes Harvin with the Estate Trust and Elder Law Firm, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Apex Electric is a family-owned and operated, licensed and insured electrical contractor with over 30 years of experience. No job is too big or too small. With free estimates and a 1-year warranty, Apex Electric is your premier contractor on the Treasure Coast. AAPEXelectricinc.com.
Have you been told that you need to cut way back on sugars due to a health condition? Do you find yourself struggling to give up the sugars even though you know your health depends upon it? If you answered yes, my online Hidden Sugars class is for you. Take charge of your health and visit eatingwithv.com and take the class.
This is Elaine R. Davis
and Annette Robbins with the Real Team at ROG, Engage, and One Lux.
We are top producing real estate team on the Treasure Coast and proud supporter of V.
Contact us with any of your real estate needs or questions.
For more information, visit ElaineRDavisRealtor.com.
And let us be the key to your real life paradise.
Beach Bowls is a family-owned and operated cafe located in beautiful downtown Fort Pierce and St. Lucie West. They offer delicious homemade smoothies, bowls, sandwiches, and salads made with fresh food from local farmers. Visit beachbowlsfortpierce.com.
Welcome back to the Health Revolution with V show, and we are here with attorney Wes Harvin with all this great information for you. I want to quickly tell you that the Estate Trust and Elder Law Firm is located in Fort Pierce, Florida. It's 2940 South 25th Street in Fort Pierce. I've been to their office. It's fabulous. And also they have additional offices that are by appointment only, and that would be Stewart, Port St. Lucie, Vero Beach, and Okeechobee. So you can feel free to reach out to their office at 772-828-2588. And definitely go look at the website, because we're all website savvy today, or many of us are, most of us are. And that would be ETELF.com. That's ETELF.com, like the Estate Trust and Elder Law Firm. Just the initials of it. So we're going to go ahead and get back with Attorney Harvin right now. So welcome back, Wes. It's so great to see you, have you here. I'm so excited. So we're going to dive right in because we're running out of time. It goes so quick.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the Medicaid long-term care.
Right.
And how that works.
Right. So Medicaid is the government state-federal joint program for the provision of long-term care assistance to our senior family members who cannot make that $10, $11, $12, $20,000 a month commitment. And Medicaid is one of those places where if you simply look at the regulations, it appears impossible to get. And I'm here to say that it's very possible. If there's no other message that I can deliver today, I want it to be that it is very attainable and approachable to get financial assistance for mom or dad's long-term care, both in-home and in a facility. And a good elder law attorney can take what appears to be an insurmountable poverty program. If you just look at the regulations, you say, geez, there's no way anybody can get Medicaid. This seems so severe. But going deeper into it, you see how many tools are given us by the Medicaid program to get oftentimes excellent results. And I'll say this and then I'll stop. As good as it is to get someone these programs, I'll tell you what really breaks my heart is when someone doesn't know that these possibilities are out there. And they come to me 2, 3, 4 years later than they should have, and they say, Wes, I sold mom's house to pay for her care. She moved in with me, and now I'm going bankrupt too. What can I do? I say, I wish you could go back. I wish you could come to me 3, 4 years ago because we could have saved the house. We could have saved so much of your mom's retirement, for example. So much that of the dignity that she amassed during her life with her work and oftentimes her spouse they put together. That could have been preserved with a couple of conversations and some easy techniques that I really want people to know are out there.
At what point would they reach out to you? So that's a good question, right? So
yeah.
Where's that break point? Like, okay, when do I need to contact the attorney? When should I talk to him?
Before you think you should.
Okay.
Yes. If there's a family history of certain type of degenerative disorders, if you're starting to see some changes in mom and dad that maybe you're like, okay, I'm not sure where this is going, that's the time. And it's so much better. It's so much easier to say to somebody, I don't think you need help. And that's something I say pretty frequently. You've come to me early. Good job. But we have this technique and this technique, and we can do these now. And other than that, you're looking pretty good. Those are the conversations I like to have.
Yay.
I don't like to have the ones where, well, I wish they had a time machine to come back, 4, 5, 6 years or more beforehand.
Oh, that stinks.
Yeah.
So they could just come in and consult with you at any point, and you would kind of give them that. So you go in and you see Attorney Wes Harvin, and you find out, like, where am I at? I mean, how simple is that? It's pretty simple. They just make an appointment, come and see you.
Make an appointment, and several times a month, I'm giving a free educational seminar in either Stuart or Port St. Lucie or Vero. On our website, we always advertise them, or on Facebook, or whatever they are. Wherever it is, I go out and do these things expressly because I want people to know you have more support and power and tools than you are not alone.
I love that. I know I always see your office promoting those. Yeah. So they seem to fall on times where I'm like, but one of these days I'm going to make it to one of those.
Yeah, come on down.
I have them all to myself here on the show. I like it. All right. And just real quickly, myths and misconceptions about elder law.
Oh, boy. Let's see. I hear a lot, do I have to leave my kid $1?
They don't want to leave them anything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sometimes not so much. And no, you don't have to do that in Florida. You don't have to leave a kid $1 or anybody else.
See, that's a myth and misconception.
Yeah.
Well, we really, unfortunately, we have come to the point where we've run out of time. It goes so quick. I could keep you here for probably hours talking to you.
It does. Thank you so much for the time we've had.
Oh, my gosh. Thank you so much for joining us. And don't forget, just reach out to Wes, get an appointment. You can visit him at etelf.com. Make an appointment. Go in and see him. That's some great information on financial wellness. And I am Veronica, your hostess, Eating with V. Feel free to reach out to my website, eatingwithv.com, and we'll see you on the next show.